And joining us now live to give us the 411 on this feud is the host of Whiskey Politics, Dave Sussman. Dave, so great to see you today.
Likewise, Christina. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so this whole thing started about a tweet made by President Donald Trump over the weekend, which basically said, if you don't like our country, you can leave. Of course, it's getting the major backlash from Democrats calling him a racist, but some people don't think he's racist. I want you to take a listen to what the Vice President's Chief of Staff, Mark Short, had to say.
I don't think that the president's intent in any way is racist. I think he's trying to point out the fact that since elected, it's hard to find anything Ilhan Omar said that actually is supportive of the United States of America.
Okay, Dave, in your opinion, was this a racist tweet, and is it a racist thought?
I'm just going to say this. I think that it was an unforced error. I'm not a huge fan of this tweet, but the reason that I call it an unforced error is because I think that on Friday we were going into the weekend and everybody was talking about the dissension in the Democrats, namely AOC and Nancy Pelosi. And now all we're talking about is, and every media is saying exactly the same thing, by the way, which is very curious to me, that he's attacking women of color. The fact is that if you're going to be attacking anybody, why does it have to be about their ethnicity or their race or their gender? What they're saying on the left right now is that forget any of their policies, forget whether you disagree with them or not. If you attack these people, you are going to be a racist, xenophobic bigot. And the media are carrying the water. And what is this saying for open dialogue today? What, we're not allowed to criticize anybody because of their color or because of their gender? This is what bugs me more than anything right now.
Well, President Donald Trump, he's not backing down either. You heard him a little earlier today. He said, if you don't like it, leave. But now he's also turning the tables on who he says is actually making racist statements.
Well, that's just a very racist statement, somebody that would say that. So Speaker Pelosi said, make America white again. Let me tell you, that's a very racist statement. I'm surprised she'd say that.
Okay, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, listen, when you're talking about Nancy Pelosi, Donald Trump has been using her as his foil for quite a long time, and he's trying to seep division within the Democratic Party as he does so well. And so if we're talking about racism, let's talk about racism. Let's talk about Ilhan Omar, and let's talk about the fact that she has been investigated for campaign finance reform and possibly immigration laws, marrying her brother to get into the country. And the fact that she refers to Hamas as pro-peace and nonviolent. Let's talk about racism. Let's talk about anti-Semitism. Hamas just called to the entire world to kill every single Jew. So let's have that discussion, Ilhan Omar. I don't see it coming from Donald Trump.
Well, Ilhan Omar, she's a naturalized citizen. The other three of this freshman squad were actually born here, but naturalized or born here. Should the president be telling any U.S. Congresswoman or anybody for that matter to leave the country?
No, but I don't, listen, again, when you're talking about Ilhan Omar, she's coming across as somebody that has come from Mogadishu. She is a naturalized citizen, as am I. And I respect all naturalized legal immigrants. I really do. But that doesn't give you a pass if you're going to come in and sow division within this country. This is a woman that needs to be investigated, not for anything other than the fact that she got into office possibly illegally with finance laws. And now she is supporting a terrorist organization that wants to take out Israel and all the Jews, including myself, around the world. So yes, I think we have to have this discussion.
And we saw a portion of that video from Hamas in Jessica's story, and it was very scary stuff. What ramifications could this whole situation have on the president's reelection numbers for 2020?
Well, listen, everybody in the media right now wants to focus on polls. It's the horse race. They got nothing else to talk about, which is why something like this is now the headlines. But if they want to talk about polls, let's talk about polls. A new Democratic poll, a new Democrat, I want to underline that poll just came out yesterday, and it showed that in the swing districts, especially in their own districts, Representatives Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar are really in trouble with their numbers. Ocasio-Cortez was recognized by 74% of voters in the poll. This was an Axios report, and she had a 22% favorable rating. Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota another member of the quote unquote squad that you referred to, was recognized by 53% of the voters, and only 9, not 19 or 90, 9% had a favorable view. So they've got some serious issues, which is why they're so focused on turning anything this president and the right wing does or the conservatives do into a race issue to get people so angry, because they feel that's the only way that they can win any kind of election today.
All right, Dave, thank you so very much. Nice to see you. And you can catch Whiskey Politics daily at 3:30 on America's Voice News.